What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Crystal Palace career mode. I'm starting to get this series back up and running again on a more consistent basis after like a month and a half off from doing it, and I do apologise for that, but I had a lot of stuff to get on with. You'll see right now I'm just talking over some of the menu drop-ins, just working out some emails and stuff like that. But we start off this episode with a game in the Europa League group stages up against SV Ride from Austria, away from home, so I thought might be a difficult game. You know, I don't know anything about this team, so it can be pretty difficult to try and break them down maybe. You'll see Aubameyang run down the left here, cuts inside, gives it to Goodbye, gives it to Williams, who with his first shot hits it in off the post 10 minutes into the game, and I'm 1-0 up. A game which I found comfortable. This team obviously aren't that great, you know, they obviously got a few decent players there and they would give me a decent game, but overall I felt pretty comfortable playing against this team. I was able to break them down fairly easily at some points. I get a corner just before half time with Williams here, whip it in, and it's Mbemba of all people volleying it in with a simple tap in, defenders not picking him up, and Mbemba gives us a 2-0 lead away from home in the second group stage game of the Europa League. So it's a great move here, and Mbemba just casually walking away from his marker there, leaving too much space for him, and he's able to tuck it away with a very good finish actually. Very, very well taken there, and the keeper lost away from it. We do win the game 2-0, so a great start to our Europa League campaign. Moving on into the first game in the BPL this episode, we are away at Swansea. Swansea have some very good players. In fact, I think in this career they still have people like John Joe Shelby, people like that, because this was made before the update. Transfers were made. Williams here crossing towards Dele Alli, who puts us 1-0 up in the second half. A very quiet game, to be honest. Not many chances created for either team until the second half came about, and then chances were being created at either end. First half was very, very quiet. I think overall we had like 3 shots between us, and all of them were just like wide or over the bar. And of course, when I'm doing post commentary, I only show you the goals, which I might change in the future. I want to get some more live commentary episodes going soon, but just recording them takes a lot longer. But Giroud here feeding in Dwight Gale, born as a substitute, and he puts us 2-0 up in the 84th minute, giving me a comfortable position going into the final 5 minutes of the game. Swansea weren't pressing me that much. I thought they would, but after this goal they do go ahead and press me a lot more, and they have the legend himself. I can't say his first name, but Rossi, the guy from Roma. He's like 36 in this career, I think now, and he's at Swansea of all places, and I actually leave him unmarked here. You'll see he just shoots near post and puts it past Speroni, and Rossi, the legend that he is, I know for a fact he's probably going to get a legend card at some point in the future. But here he is playing for Swansea City and putting them in a position to try and come back in the game. 90th minute, a goal back for Swansea. Poor defending from me. Could Swansea get back into this game? Well, fortunately for me, as soon as the kickoff went, it ended the game. We do win 2-1. Bit lucky in the end. I do believe that Aubameyang needs to pick up his form. But here I got up against Sunderland at Selhurst Park. Sunderland have some very good players, and I believe in this career they also had an investment made, so they have signed some decent players there. You'll see I do leave Rodwell here, feeding him through. I try and bring the keeper out to try and tackle him, but he just chips it over him, makes a mockery of Speroni, and Jack Rodwell, the forgotten man, scores for Sunderland at Selhurst Park to put us 1-0 down in the 19th minute. Was not how I envisioned this game going. Rodwell, a player who I thought was going to be one of the best players like in England a few years ago. Obviously he signed for Manchester City, and then it was all looking good for him, same as Scott Sinclair, and obviously both of them got forgotten, but Rodwell has kind of re-energised his career now at Sunderland. But will he get back in England's team? Probably not. Almost instantly after going 1-0 down, I do feed the ball through to Olivier Giroud, who puts us back on level terms against Sunderland. Great little play here through Giroud, giving it to Daley Blind, who just feeds it into Giroud, who just calmly tucks it away, giving us back on level terms. Giroud, I'm really starting to enjoy his play. I'm starting to learn how to use him properly. Unfortunately, no one could get a winning goal. It's our first draw of the season, which wasn't a bad thing in a way, because I'm winning and losing too many games. But here we go into the Europa League up against Trabzonspor, probably the toughest team in my group. And, well, let's just say this game wasn't as tough as I thought it would be. Aubameyang puts us 1-0 up in the 15th minute with a great little finish with his left foot there. And it's a great cross actually. I think it's Balassi that crosses it in the end. And Aubameyang, his form in the Europa League is a lot better than his form in the BPL. He hasn't scored very much in the Premier League. He's scored twice at this point. But in the Europa League, I think he's probably scored about 4 or 5. But I don't mind that. If he's going to score goals in this competition and give me the trophy, I'll be happy with that. Aubameyang coming through again, lovely little near post finish, it's perfectly in the top corner. And again, Aubameyang's pace is too much for the defence to handle. Lovely ball through there, and Aubameyang has acres of space to just slot away. Picks his spot very nicely, giving us a 2-0 lead in a game which I thought I was going to struggle in, because Trabzonspor, they have some good players. And going to the second half here, Jonathan Williams cutting inside, feeds the ball into Daley Blind, who just calmly slots it away. Very calm finish for a central defensive mid. And I said last episode, Daley Blind, I'm not expecting to score many goals, but he's popping up every now and again with some crucial goals to give us comfortable positions in games. You'll see a lovely ball inside to Williams to completely wrong foot in the defence, and Daley Blind able to just calmly tuck it away into the bottom corner. This angle proves it best. Giroud getting out of the way there so the ball can calmly go through. Dele Alli does brilliant here to keep the ball in, feeds a lovely ball into Aubameyang, who feeds in Giroud with his first touch, tucks it away into the far right corner to him, and it's a fantastic finish considering the goalkeeper has that area pretty much covered. It's tucked away very, very nicely from Giroud there. And I was actually about to sub him off. I'd already made the substitutions at this point and just played that in. Aubameyang giving Giroud a chance to put us 4-0 up at this point, which was insane. I was winning 4-0 and I felt like I was winning too easily lately. I should probably buck up the difficulty to legendary soon. But Giroud there, putting the ball away, giving us a 4-0 lead. And just before the full-time whistle, Aubameyang through to Ali, who just picks out Dwight Gale, who's onside, one touch, a lovely little finish. 5-0 in the Europa League. I am absolutely pissing this group at the minute. I haven't conceded a goal yet in the Europa League, and I'm absolutely smashing my opponents. And going into next episode, I'm feeling very confident. I've yet to record it as well, so I'm looking forward to getting back into it, because I want to try and finish the Europa League group stages in the next episode, which is 3 games, so I'm going to try and get a lot of games in the next episode. But there's Dwight Gale calmly putting it away, giving me a lot of choice to selection when it comes to picking my strikers. Obviously I've got 3 main strikers, and I've also got James Wilson in background on loan now. We do win the game 5-0, absolutely easy victory, loving my life there. Going away to Everton now, I did make a few changes in this game because people were tired after the Europa League game, so I bring in players like James Wilson, I start Dwight Gale as well. And the game was really quiet up until the 72nd minute, where Ross Barkley gives Everton a 1-0 lead. And it was unfortunate for me. It was poor defending, but I wasn't overly distraught about it. You know, it was a couple of errors from my defence there, tackling there with Hunt, Stones leaving his man unmarked, and forcing Barkley to be given open space, putting us 1-0 down. Almost instantly after going 1-0 down, ball played through to Kaikai here with a fantastic finish into the bottom corner, into the side netting I should say really. Kaikai, a player who I brought in for this game, and he did well, I gotta admit. He got down the right hand side a lot of times, but unfortunately no one could get on the end of his crosses. But that is what he deserved for that entire game. He was my most influential player in this game by far. But unfortunately for me, I was 1 each, I was pushing for it, and then Everton decided to go on the counter-attack. Coleman playing it into Barkley, who with his first touch pulls off an unbelievable finish. Although I will say Speroni probably should be doing better at this, because once you see the replay you'll see what I mean. Barkley scoring a second in the game, but the keeper is definitely at fault for this. This angle doesn't show it very well, but I'm pretty sure the next one does. Coleman playing a ball in to an unmarked Ross Barkley. Poor defending from me, but also poor goalkeeping, because look at this. It actually goes over Speroni. If he doesn't dive to the floor, he saves that. He can probably catch that. But unfortunately, I do lose the game 2-1, which is very unfortunate. Also, Everton's first goal was a little bit controversial because I had a player down at the time, and it was Mbemba, who you can see here is injured for 8 weeks. So I was a little bit pissed off that they let the play go on. Looking at the league table, you'll see we are still in 2nd place. You know, we're still up there. After 10 games, they always say judge your position after 10 games. So can we keep this form up and actually do like a Leicester City and win the league? Well, I'm not ruling it out, but it's going to take a lot of hard work. I do have players coming back from injury, such as Mbemba and David Luiz, etc. So hopefully when they come back, we can start pulling off a title challenge. You see, teams are all over the place in this league. Man City down is 15th. And it's looking very positive for me, and Europa League going well as well. But anyway, doing well. Hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Crystal Palace Career Mode. If you have, make sure you leave a like, make sure you leave a comment telling me, well, anything you want to tell me. Subscribe if you are new, guys, and I will see you all in another video.